Hi, I'm James Shillinglaw, and I'm here on Peterman Island in Antarctica. We're off the brand new silver Endeavour. I'm here with Marieke Egan, who is the expedition leader who's been guiding us around all this so far. It's a very first cruise for this ship, and we're going to talk to Marieke about exactly what it is to be on an expedition cruise, where we've been, where we're going, and what you really need to experience, your clients need to experience when you're here. You're going to find out about all that and more on Insider Travel Report. Now, Marieke, first of all, great. It's been great to cruise with you on this brand new. We had an incredible christening ceremony this morning where we were all out in Zodiacs watching as they christened the ship as we went through the Lamar Channel, which is really one of the highlights of going to Antarctica. I know you probably agree with me on that one.
Completely, yeah.
Now, let's talk about it. Let's talk where we are now. Peterman Island, what is this place?
This place is a gorgeous place full of history, and it is south of the Lamar Channel, and normally we are not able to land here until much later in the season because Lamar Channel is normally blocked by ice. So that we're standing on this island with two species of penguin, bird life, beautiful history all around is pretty spectacular.
Now, can you remind me what we've done the past 2 days? Because we've already done several different landings on two different places, but where did we start?
That's a good question because I tend to nearly forget where we were yesterday. Things start to blend in. But when we started in the South Shetland Islands at Robert Point. That was our very first landing where we saw three species of penguin as well and lots of elephant seals.
Yeah, those are amazing. They're very active.
Oh, they were amazing. And then we went down the Bransfield Strait to get to the Antarctic Peninsula. And yesterday was super special because we did our first mainland landing. We actually stood on the continent in Nico Harbor.
That was beautiful. I don't think I've been to that place. I've been to Peterman before, but yeah. Nico was very special.
Yeah, Nico is truly in the heart of the Antarctic Peninsula. It's a very popular place to visit. And at the start of the season, it's covered in snow and we have all the scenic surroundings all around. So that was our mainland landing, very successful mainland landing. And then yesterday afternoon, we went to Cuverville Island, which holds the largest Gentoo colony of the Antarctic Peninsula.
So we saw plenty of penguins. And actually, that goes to the point. What are the kind of wildlife we can expect to see on an expedition like this?
We are most likely to see whales. We already have seen whales. Sometimes the whales come a bit later. They come maybe in December, but we have already seen whales around. So whales, definitely. Lots of penguins, lots of bird life, and seals, many seals. We have Waddell seals, crab-eater seals, leopard seals. We saw a leopard seal yesterday in the water.
We saw it in the water right before.
So yeah, it's seals, penguins, whales, yeah. Lots.
Now, what experiences do you really want to remind guests to really have here on an expedition cruise? What are the things that you really want them to make sure they experience when they're on this thing?
I think what I want people to experience the most is the realization that are on one of the most remote parts of the planet, one of the last wilderness places on the planet, a harsh, unformidable continent, and that we are able to visit in a place like this in the same way that people from the past explorers came. This landscape hasn't really changed very much. So to actually soak up that moment of feeling where you are and that this is a place that not many people go to and visit, that is a true privilege. Yeah,
and it absolutely is, although we're doing it a little bit more in comfort and style than those explorers that are... Right.
Very much so. Our beautiful Endeavour, it's a beautiful, beautiful, elegant ship. So we are combining true expedition with being a bit pampered on board. But that's nice.
Now, tell me a little bit about how you got into this. How did you get into expedition cruising? How did you get, and now you're leading the expedition here. What was it that intrigued you to get into this business?
I've always been very much, I think, an outdoor girl. I grew up like that. I grew up hiking in the mountains and walking across the glaciers when I was very little. And at some point, this dream was born that I wanted to explore remote parts of the planet. I worked as a tour leader in Australia, different parts of Australia. But I wanted to go to places that you couldn't just drive to or, it would be hard to get to. And I always had a dream to go to Antarctica. And I had things all around my living drawing room of penguins and icebergs and visualization. And at some point I had an opportunity to join a vessel to the subantarctic islands of New Zealand. That was my very first time in 2009-10, so it's a long time ago. And I haven't actually turned back ever since. I've been continuing to come back, and then 2011 was my very first time actually in Antarctica itself. And I've been coming back here ever since. And
how many times have you been roughly to Antarctica now? It's maybe I want to go back and count. But
well, I think it's now about 12 seasons. So if you count each trip, I wouldn't be able to tell you, but about 12 seasons now, 12 years. Yeah. And it never gets boring. It is always spectacular.
You've been here before. You've been to a lot of these islands.
I've been to all of these islands many times before, but honestly, every year when it's nearly time to go back, you feel your heart go up and you start to feel the anticipation of, we're going back down south again. And it's always when you arrive, it's like, we're back. It's just that incredible. Yeah.
You keep seeing different things. And as you know, you never really know where you're going to land because it can change every day, right?
It changes every day, and never any landing or any experience is ever the same. It's always varied. Even though you may think you go to the same landing, the experience is never the same. Yeah.
Now, of course, one experience that was different today was we did this christening of a cruise ship in Lamar Channel. I don't think we've seen that before, right?
That was my first ever experience to do a christening of the vessel in the Lemaire Channel. What was special about this is that the Lemaire Channel is often blocked again by ice most of the early part of the season, so we can't even get through. And if we get through, we do it by ship, but then we actually lowered the Zodiacs right in the heart of the Lemaire Channel, and then doing a christening ceremony of the Silver Endeavour. That was something
special. And the sun came out, right?
And the sun came out. It was spectacular. Yeah.
Well, I've never done that. It's going to be a first. It may be perennially a first, unless somebody gets the idea, that looks good. They're going to start christening ships in the Lamar Channel. Yeah. I hope that doesn't happen, really. I hope you guys are unique. And then lastly, what Silver Endeavour, obviously it's a new ship for you. What are the capabilities of this ship? How does that help you as an expedition leader get to certain places and do things that maybe some other ships can't?
Well, the ship has many capabilities, and the ones that are very exciting to me are one, that they go very fast. The ship has a powerful engine and we can cross the Drake in a day and a half or less. The other thing is they have the highest ice class. So we can actually move through 1 meter first year sea ice. We can move through quite easily. We have azipods, it's called. It's like propellers that do a 360. It means the ship is extremely maneuverable, and it can maneuver and push ice away much easier than any other vessel. So when we encounter ice, it's not really a problem for us because we have all of these an ice strengthening belt of the bow of the vessel, so we can deal with serious ice conditions and still do what we want to do, and that is very different than many other vessels. Yeah.
And also, when we crossed the Drake, and we did this once, Silversea does have the air bridge, but you can also cross the Drake occasionally as well, and we did that, and it was a rough crossing, but it didn't feel rough.
Well, exactly, it was a rough crossing, but I was sitting on deck number 9, which is high on the vessel. It's the highest level, pretty much. We have 10 levels, drinking coffee, and the coffee was not sliding off the table. So that was unique. I hadn't experienced that before. Yeah. Very stable.
Anything else you want to tell? We go out to about 109,000 travel advisors who are booking their clients on these kind of expeditions. What would you like to tell them about what their clients can experience?
I'd say Antarctica never ceases to amaze. It's the most magnificent part of the world where you have a very raw, real experience. And I have seen lives change for people in this part of the world. So you never know what you're going to get, but what you get is always amazing.
Absolutely. Well, Marieke, thank you so much for taking the time. I know we're busy disembarking a lot of guests here onto Petermann Island. We got one more day left, I believe, of maybe a couple of landings. We hope we don't. Do you know where we're going to go?
Well, the idea is to go back to the South Shetlands, and Deception Island is on the plan. Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been to Deception, and it is pretty amazing. So hopefully we can do that. Yeah. Again, great to meet you here. You've been a fantastic expedition leader, even though this is a somewhat different cruise because it's a christening cruise. Yeah. But again, good luck the rest of the season with this brand new ship.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And it was lovely that you were here. Yeah.
I'm James Schillinglaw, and this is Insider Travel Report.